Greetings everyone. If you enjoy these kind of videos, please like and subscribe as it helps me a lot. Greetings everyone. Many have asked me this question. Is it possible to skip any generations of heroes? And what would happen if you decided to skip one of the generations? And which heroes can you actually skip? To answer this question, you have to ask yourself the following question. Who are you in the game? Are you a joiner, someone who just fills rallies, or are you someone who's a main rally leader who everyone relies on, or if you're a supporter rally leader, which means you're a secondary rally leader, because sometimes to kick someone from a PvP buildings, you might have to do double rally. So the first rally becomes like a meat shield, and the second rally hits and takes out the enemy. Once you answer these questions, I would be easily able to identify which kind of generations you can actually skip. At the beginning of the game, everyone will be able to have an access to the same generations, like Maddie, Nicholas, with the exception, of course, with the Hunter, the Lucky. And before I continue my discussion, I would like to inform you that if you decided to become a rally leader or even a secondary rally leader, then this game is extremely expensive for you. You are going into non-stop spending, and to reduce the impact of spending on you, you need to use one of the services that provide discounts for you, in which comes our sponsors for today.
Why do you have to pay the full price? State of Survival isn't really a cheap game. People get around by paying less using other stores. Some stores are illegal while some are approved and considered official by the developers team. One of the current best stores is the Amazon App Store. So how does the Amazon App Store actually works? 100 Amazon coins are worth $1. Download the Amazon App Store, purchase Amazon coins, and use them on eligible games and in-app purchases. The discounts are crazy. It reaches up to 20%, slashing a $500 into $400. However, keep in mind the following. It's for new players or those who wish to restart on a new server. It's currently on the following countries only: the United States, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Japan, Italy, Spain, and Australia. What are you waiting for? Use the link below to access these amazing discounts.
Now, let's say you are a joiner and you don't actually need to spend so much. So which actually heroes would you be able to? As I mentioned before, Generation 1 is going to be available for almost everyone with the exception of the Hunter, because Hunter requires you to spend money. Nicholas, you will actually get a ton of its fragments, and Maddie, it's available through the wheel. And not only that, facilities will keep dropping those generations too, and you will have something called Lake Zone, which is going to drop you and feed you enough of Maddie until you actually get bored of her. Keep in mind, Generation 1 is extremely important. The reason is later in 2 years or something, if this is your first time playing, it will introduce you into a new generation that is called Limitless. I don't have to talk about it now because you are or basically I'm assuming you're a new player or like maybe a little bit advanced, not much into the game. So let me continue by saying, if you are free to play or if you are very low spender, then your Generation 1 is going to last you until Generation 4. Generation 1 is actually very good. The game decided to change all the skills and now they are actually more powerful than before. So Generation 1 as a joiner is more than enough for you to last you up to 3 more generations before you decide to change. And if you decide to change, So which hero should you actually go for? Now, on the third generation, if you don't understand what is generations is, let me clarify to you. From generations is like seasonal heroes. They take from 2 to 3 months. King's Group takes from 2 to 3 months to release a new gen early on, and then it becomes 3 to 4 months. So at the beginning, you will have generation 1, and it will last you for 60 days or 55 days, I'm not sure, until generation 2 unlocks. Then after generation 2, generation 3 will come after 2 months exactly from it. You don't need generation 2. You won't be needing generation 2 much because the difference is really little. So even if you decided to skip generation 2, it's not gonna harm you much because the difference is maybe 20 to 30% of the stats, and that's it. However, once you reach generation 3 has something good about it, that the best hero in generation 3 comes from the wheel, which is the infantry, Ash. If you decided to save some biocaps or something, you can max her out just from the wheel. But as soon as you max her out, you don't have actually to go for more heroes anymore when it comes to infantry. It can last you for another 2 or 3 generations, even if you are free to play. Because if you decided to go, it will never end. It will be like a cycle, because you will never ever have enough fragments to max every hero, so your choices are limited. So basically, if you want to save some fragments, your best choice is to get those infantry heroes that comes from the wheel. If you find a hunter, if you find an infantry hero that comes from the wheel, feel free to take it. It's really a good deal, because by the end of the day, it's biocaps. However, you should not go crazy on every single hero you find. You will just basically run out of biocaps before even reaching to another generation, and then you will screw yourself. Now, let's assume that you are actually a spender, whether you are a main rally leader or you are a secondary rally leader. Even if you are rich, I would tell you now, skip Ray. Skip Ray. This guy is completely pointless. He's just slightly better, like 20% extra stats. But do you know how much it costs? It costs you to be in VIP 12 more than $10,000, and you still need to buy his fragments. And there is no other way this guy will be better than Nicholas unless he's maxed. And to max him, you need first to pay 10,000 fucking dollars, and it sounds very fucking stupid even if you have the money. If you're a main rally leader, you basically cannot skip anything. And if you wanted to skip a generation, then the only hero you can actually skip is Gen 2 Rider, because it doesn't really provide you much, and the Gen 6 Luca. This hero sucks ass, like literally sucks ass. It would have better uses, but I mean, if you want to save money, you can actually skip this one. But it comes from wheel, so again, that's up to you. The reason is Generation 5 actually destroys him at any level, literally at any level. While you're attacking or while you're defending, this Generation 5 Roxy destroys the fuck out of him. So you actually could be saved by skipping this. One more thing you need to know. Skipping rider heroes is fine. Is really fine. You know? Because until this day, I didn't even max my aircraft or any feature that has riders on it. I always keep it to the last because it's not that useful. Because there is a design mistake in the game that makes all of your riders actually not perform well, because this class is not actually identified well in the game. Is it like an attacker class, damage dealing class, or actually a tanky class? We don't know what the fuck is this class is. It's the second line of defense, and second line of defense, surprisingly, a fucking weak glass cannon, which makes it fucking garbage. So even if you have a strong rider, it wouldn't actually matter much. And we are talking about 2 to 3% only. Like sometimes I win people who has over 300 or 400% of rider stats and still do very fucking well. I mean, until now, I'm been fucking playing the game for almost 3 years. I did not max my riders. They are always the last to max. Now, if you are a secondary rally leader, how could you actually skip anything at all? You will be fine again skipping rider heroes. It is really fine. And as soon as you get any resonated hero, which I'm going to talk about later on, you will really do well. Don't worry at all. So if you want to skip as a secondary rally leader, you can skip a gen of riders or 2 gens. It will be still fine, but you cannot skip infantry heroes. Like, you can delay some of the progress and the hunter heroes. You can completely skip rider heroes, but you cannot skip infantry heroes. Infantry heroes are very crucial, especially when it comes to the Gen 8 Hank. Hank is being one of the most powerful infantry heroes in here. You cannot actually skip it at all. I decided one time to skip a complete generation, which was generation 10. You can see the video. I literally was crying. As a main rally leader who has spent so much in his account, but I am too powerful. I bought almost everything. I maxed plasmas, I maxed rally plasmas, but all of that did not actually fucking matter at all. I was not even to kick someone who was way less in technology than me, and I'm gonna leave the video for you. You can check it out, and that's it for today. If you like those new beginner guides, please feel free to leave a comment. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. Have a wonderful day, guys. Goodbye.